We understand you're in some trouble. We, may be able to help.
Can you tell us what happened? Why don't we start with what we know, then? You were found in your apartment with one Daniel Fisher,
Who appears to be the victim of a homicide, and currently you're the only suspect, Miss Page.
Who the hell are you guys?
I'm Matt. He's Foggy.
Who sent you?
No one says.
So what? You're just a couple of good Samaritans? Today's just my lucky day?
Alrighty, so welcome to Geek Hard. We're at the Four Seasons in Toronto with the lovely Deborah Ann Woll, Karen Page from Netflix original series Marvel's Daredevil. Very excited to be talking with you. I got to say, I love the show.
Yay, thank you.
It was great. Karen Page is such a tragic character. Like, her comic book history is one that it's like she's ran a pretty hard road, a very hard road. And in the show, there's, little tidbits and little moments where they tease, it's like, oh, her past and things like that and her knowledge of certain things. How much of Karen's history did you know about going into the role?
I knew what was in the comic books. I did my research, so I had a sense of sort of the whole gamut of Karen's experience. But in terms of what we're doing for the show, there were a couple of moments where I was like, when I keep talking about this deep, dark past, can you give me some idea of what I'm talking about, even if we don't reveal it? So I have a very general idea of what we're going to go for, but obviously that could change if they choose to continue with it.
Right, of course. And well, that's the thing. When you have a character that has such a rich history of just terrible things, you could go anywhere pretty much. She's probably one of the most tragic characters in comics, in my opinion. She's had a lot thrown on her. And the thing that I really liked is that in your performance, you can see that. You can see those even subtly, that she's had a really hard life. And but the thing that I really like is that she's got moments of happiness, because she's in some of the lighter moments as well. She's one of the few characters that gets to be in both the dark and the light scenes, mainly because, she's sharing the screen with Eldon Hansen. So that's what I want to talk about next, is the chemistry between you and Charlie and Eldon during those scenes. Like, how quickly were you able to build up that, just automatic feel like, yep, these three are like the bestest of friends?
Luckily it was easy because we had no time whatsoever to do that. It was basically like, hi, I'm Deborah. Great, let's hang out, on camera and look like we're best friends. And luckily, both of those boys are I shouldn't call them boys, men, I guess, they're very charming and they're very sweet and respectful and supportive and everything that you would want in a co-star. And, and Eldon has that easygoing sense of humor that comes across in Foggy, as well as Charlie, actually. He has to do the brooding moments as well, but he's got that lighthearted spirit. So the three of us bonded very quickly.
Yeah, it was fantastic to see, just because, again, it was all subtle moments. It felt very natural, which is what you need with these types of characters, because there's a lot of dark subject matter, you have to feel connected to these characters right away, and I thought the three of you did an amazing job. Was there any tomfoolery going on in the background during the filming of the show?
Well, it's hard. Your first season, you don't want to you don't know if your producers are going to be like, that's a waste of time, so you have to sort of pick your moments. I think our favorite one is Senor Foggy Law, I think, is our favorite joke. So at one point, at the end, if you watch the show, you'll see them putting up the Nelson and Murdoch plaque. And at one point, we did tape Senor Foggy Law onto the Nelson and Murdoch sign.
Did you guys also tape Avocados at Law at some point?
Avocados at Law, exactly.
That's great. That's great. Now, the thing about Daredevil that I've always loved, because I'm a big fan of the comic book character, with the history of the character, he's had some of the most interesting dark villains, of course, like the Kingpin, stuff like that, but he's also had some of the goofiest villains in all of comic history. And I thought it'd be fun to play a little game with you, just a guessing game, to see if we can guess which one's the real villain and which one's the fake one. The sad part is they had some doozies, so it's gonna be a tough one here.
Super obscure? We'll see.
Some of them are obscure. Some of them you probably have found out in your research. Okay, so the first one, we have Death's Head and Mankind. Who is the villain?
I'm pretty sure Death's Head.
That's right, Death's Head, Karen Page's father. So there we go. Okay, Jester and Potluck.
It's Jester.
Yes, there we go. Okay, see, she's done her homework. There you go. Okay, Leapfrog and Gopher.
Ooh. I think Gopher. No.
I'm sorry, it's Leapfrog. He's basically just a guy that leaps.
If it weren't for you two, I'd still be in that cell.
The job's easy when your client's innocent. All you did was tell the truth.
Yeah, but you listened.
If you, Deborah Ann Woll, were at Josie's bar and you were having, you know, a night of drinking, would you drink the eel?
Well, Deborah Ann Woll herself does not drink at all. So Deborah Ann Woll herself would not drink the eel, but she would encourage others to, I think.
Oh, just for the entertainment value.
For the entertainment value, yes.
All right, well, thank you very much. I just needed to find that out. I want to thank you very much for talking with us, and I hope to see more of Daredevil in the future on Netflix. Thank you.